Hey, happy Saturday. How are we? It is Saturday, April 8th. Welcome to What's the 411 with Jay. I am your host, Jay. Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk a little bit about this shooting, this triple shooting in Florida. This is a crazy thing. They arrested a 12-year-old boy and they arrested a teenager. And this is a small town, population about 1,500. Whoa, what did I just hear? Leo Diaz. Thank you for following, Leo. Sunday there, Skittles. Well, happy Sunday. Janae Nay. Hi, BB. What? Yeah, surprise. I just saw this press conference and I'm like, I have got to share this. Hi, Heather. Yeah, a 12-year-old. And we're going to get to the sheriff because the sheriff let this reporter have it. He's like, don't ask dumbass questions. And we'll get to that.
What the are you doing here?
Hey, Marie Arnold. Welcome all the members. Welcome all the non-members. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a good Easter weekend. Got big plans. You guys doing Easter egg hunts and all that good stuff. So, yeah, everybody's kind of prepping for the big rabbit coming, right? But yeah, in Florida here, we are going to be talking about Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods. And he's going to talk about the 12-year-old, which is Christopher Atkins, and the 17-year-old Robert Robinson, who were arrested. But get this, there's a third suspect on the loose. And according to the sheriff, he says that these kids all were running together in a, quote, wannabe gang, robbing people, or I don't know what they were robbing. They never really said. He just said they were all associated in some way with a gang. And it was involved in a spat of robberies and burglaries. And he says that they basically turned on each other. And that the three turned on the three. And one of the suspects, there's two girls and a boy, or not suspects, but one of the victims. The boy has not been identified because his family wants his name private. So he's not been identified, but the two girls have. I wondered about you guys in Easter egg or Easter basket stuff. I was looking at Walmart. I'm like, damn, when did all this shit go up? Like, I wanted a chocolate bunny just because I wanted a chocolate bunny. And they were like $10. I'm like, that wax ass chocolate ain't worth no $10. What happened? Easter inflation. I say we should protest that.
God almighty.
No, seriously, how much did you guys spend on Easter baskets? Oh, yeah, the real eggs are still expensive, aren't they? Well, you got to get hey, Disneyland, you got to get the plastic ones and just put like little fun-sized candy bars in there or some shit. That's ridiculous. Angie B, you got the shit a week ago. $50 per basket and it's empty. Oh, my God. That is terrible. And how many baskets did you guys have to buy? $76 for two kids? 20 on each kid? I just remember, like, my mom used to put a big basket, too, in the middle of the table for all of us to just pig out on for the next week or whatever. And it just was overflowing. It was one of those big wooden bowls. And she'd throw that Easter grass in there and just, I mean, we had candy there was so much candy. Candy and Xbox gift cards. Heather says it's ridiculous. My son is 20, so a gift card. He doesn't really love candy. That, and he is 20. That's not bad. A $20 gift card. I mean, I used to throw like Amazon cards in my kids. Hey, HJ. Happy Easter weekend, HJ. Oh, hey, V Slims. Happy Easter to you, too. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Hello, Michelle. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. So we're going to watch this sheriff, but he actually fought back tears when he talked about having to talk to the young suspects that he arrested their moms. And he said that he almost broke down because he put himself in the shoes of this mother who said, I wish I would have known that this one was doing and and who they were, because my kid would have never hung out with them. So I guess it's a lesson learned to keep tabs on who your kid's hanging out with and what they're doing. I mean, 12. All right, let's start this press conference. Hopefully we have good audio. Which it doesn't sound like we do right now, so I might have to find another stream.
Now we're here for two.
Oh, here we are. Okay. So this is the sheriff of Marion County, Billy Woods. And Billy Woods is about to hand the reporters in the audience their ass, because he is fully like invested in this case. He is emotional, and he is not having any tolerance for any what he calls stupid questions. So I can't wait to see what you guys think of this sheriff. This is not Grady Judd. I know you guys thought it might be a Grady Judd dealio, but it isn't. This is Marion County. This is in Ocala. So this would be just north of Orlando. So in the middle of the state, but it's more rural. So it's maybe about, I guess, an hour, maybe an hour and a half north of Orlando, right straight in the middle of the state. Small ass town, not much going on, really good potential to get in trouble, in my opinion. And thank you for joining.
First of all, I appreciate everybody being here. Now, we're here for two reasons. Because of a very extremely tragic incident that has occurred, but on the other side of the coin, a conclusion to that tragedy. As all of you are well aware, last Thursday, March 30th, we received a call near Forest Lakes Park, where our first victim, Layla Silvernail, was located suffering from a gunshot wound. She would later succumb to her injuries. The following morning, we responded to a location about a half a mile away and located a second victim deceased on the side of the road from an apparent gunshot wound. Then on Saturday, April 1st, my deputies located Layla's car abandoned and partially submerged in a pond about 9 miles from the location where she was found. My investigators located the third victim inside of the car. And I'll go ahead and tell you, because you've been asking me for specific details. She was located in the trunk. Now, I want to clear up before we get into those details. Based on the interviews, digital evidence from her phone, she was there of her own free will.
Okay, let's stop right there. She was located in the trunk, but he's saying that she was at this location of her own free will, meaning she went there. She wasn't brought there. She wasn't kidnapped. She wasn't thrown in the trunk. Disturbing AF. We're talking 17 and 12. And another feller. Jinx, Mandy Joe. Yeah.
Now I'm going to start off by thanking all of the entities. If there's ever a true example of law enforcement, communities coming together, and a almost perfect collaboration to come to a conclusion in a week, on a triple homicide is truly amazing. Those entities include the FBI, FDLE, U.S. Marshal's Office, and, in my opinion, probably the best state attorney in the state of Florida for the 5th Judicial Circuit, Bill Gladson's assistant state attorneys. OPD, my deputies, detectives, forensic professionals, and our citizens, who are truly amazing. Now, this one's going to come a shock to you. That includes you, the media. You helped us of getting information. My emotions right now are all over the place.
Okay, so what are you guys thinking of this guy so far? So he just said, this is going to be a shock to you, the media. You actually helped us. I don't know whether the media should take that as a compliment or not. But he's going to get into his emotions. He is pissed. And he said they are keeping him on a damn leash from releasing every single detail about this because he's so disgusted.
Because I am so proud of my guys and girls.
Welcome, Heather. Welcome to the lounge.
I didn't do a damn thing, but they stepped up to the plate.
That's
yes,
a leader.
You put information out there, and I'll admit this, you wore my ass out of interviews, you hounded me, but don't ever think I didn't use you as well to get the information I needed.
Whoop, whoop, Heather.
Now, the investigators were able to determine that this group of juveniles were involved in committing burglaries and robberies, which they were referred to as a lick.
A lick?
Now, although we had out there that was gang related, we have nothing specific to say that it was any rivalry or anything to such that cause. But however, each and every one of them, in some shape or form, is associated with a gang.
I'm so glad it worked, Heather. Welcome to the Tinfoil Hat Lounge. You're going to have to let us know what shape you form your hat into. I'm really confused on this. He's saying like they all in some way, shape, or form were associated with a gang. But like, we're talking a 12-year-old and these two girls. These two girls don't look like gang members. They look like the one plays softball. I know that. I found her softball pictures. I don't understand that. Yeah, let me rewind about 30 seconds there. Mandy. Here we go.
Now, although we had out there that was gang related, we have nothing specific to say that it was any rivalry or anything to such that cause. But however, each and every one of them, in some shape or form, is associated with a gang.
Oh, he said link?
Basically, simple terms, there is no honor among thieves. And at some point, these three individuals turned on our three victims and murdered them. Two of them right there. They fled the scenes, but left a lot of evidence in their wake. Through the cooperation of the agencies that I previously mentioned and my office, we were able to begin compiling all of the evidence and finding these killers. Now, we were shocked and saddened by the violence, as all of my citizens, because we are shocked not only are the victims juveniles, but the murderers are juveniles as well. I know each of you in the media here and viewers out there probably heard us in law enforcement or even in community events talk about what is the problem. And I'm going to go ahead and address the first thing that I know it's going to come up. Because there are individuals out there viewing, and to include some of you media, that want to blame the one thing our juveniles that has no ability or the capacity to commit the crime itself. And that's the gun. These individuals committed the crime.
Okay, I find this to be really interesting that his message is that it was the individuals, not the gun or guns, whatever it is. But now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but a bill just passed in the state of Florida where you no longer need a license to carry. So I'm really, not surprised by his message. I feel like it's kind of crass, in my opinion, because there's kids that are dead. I think it's a problem that minors have their mitts on guns, and that this situation, in my opinion, has nothing to do and should have no message pertaining to the bill that just passed in the state of Florida, where you no longer need a license to carry. Hey, Mags. Yeah, it just passed. No license to carry. And I don't think it's a proper venue to make this statement, because obviously the guns are the problems if they're in the hands of teenagers.
Now, what's the solution? I wish I could give you that answer, because this world would be a whole lot better. But the fact is, society fails it. We do not hold our juveniles accountable. We minimize their actions. And let me tell you why I say this. Last night, I had to stare into the eyes of two mothers. It's not their fault. Because what I saw last night was two mothers who are willing to give their sons everything, do everything for them, and give them their own lives. But just like you and I, no matter how much we teach them, because I am a father, I am a father, and I cannot fathom what they were going through.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. We have the polar opposite going on in Michigan. In Michigan, they're holding the parents accountable. In Florida, he has sympathy for the parents. What do you guys think? Where do you feel that they should lie with this? I mean, if you have a 12-year-old running around at night with a gang member, who's responsible for that other than the parent? Because a 12-year-old can't be responsible for himself. That's why he's a minor. That's why he has parents. That's why he can't be charged as an adult, right? That's why he's a minor. Well, he can be charged. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's supposed to be looking over this Christopher 12-year-old, this kid. Who's responsible for that, in y'all's opinion? Let's do a poll.
These mothers and mothers across this nation need all of your help. Because here's what infuriates me. I've got a particular media who has a problem with putting photos of juveniles out. Now, we do it what the law says we can do. Put these photos out.
Hey, Ann Johns.
I put myself in the shoes of those mothers because I heard one of them say it. I wish I would have known what this one was doing and who they were, because my kid never would have hung out with them.
Well, maybe you should have checked on who they were,
And to
right?
think and believe to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and, frankly, stupid to think. We need to hold them accountable.
Hold who accountable? What's
And
it?
then hope that we can change them.
The kids, I guess, is what they're saying.
I'm not going to be able to give you everything because there is a third suspect.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. There is a third suspect that is still on the loose. Right, me too. Heather, I know. I'm like so torn on this because I came into this like, yes. And then I was like, ugh. Like, what are you talking about? I feel like he's making excuses for the parents. I mean, you have a 12-year-old boy. Most 12-year-old boys haven't even gone through puberty yet. And who did they think he was running around with at night? This, in my opinion, is almost worse than the Crumblies, being the fact that he should have been at home in bed instead of out killing girls. I mean, Ethan was at school, so, I mean, the school was partially, involved in this, but this shit starts at home, and he's putting it all on these kids, but you got to look at who raised these kids. I raised 2 boys, and they managed to not be in gangs, and we lived in Central Florida, so what the hell is going on?
That we were unable to locate last night. But however, you will receive,
And he's older too.
you may already have it, the probable cause affidavit that tells you the details of the events that occurred. I will tell you this. I already told you of the witness hearing the gunshots. That is when all 3 were killed.
You think?
The suspects were in the vehicle. This individual, who is a juvenile also,
They're all juveniles.
is who we're looking for. Now, I'm talking to the viewers. Some of you know him, you know where he is, and you need to turn him in.
Okay, if he's a minor, where's his parents? That's what I would like to ask Mr. Billy Woods. Billy.
Now, I will get him. I will find him, and justice will be completed. As you can imagine,
Right. How does a
my
16-year-old
thoughts are
fun
all
being
over
on the
this page right now.
True.
Fighting these type of crimes requires all of us to come together as a community. And Marion County stepped up to the plate. And we've been successful.
3 victims.
Now, I know I've forgotten something, and I'm missing something, so I'm going to open up the floor to questions.
Okay, so before we get to the questions, I understand that a lot of us don't have control over what our children do when they walk out the door. However, we do have control about when they walk out that door if they're 12. 12? And he's running around with 16, 17-year-old thugs. And he feels sorry that she says, I wish I would have known what he was doing. What's her excuse for not knowing what he was doing? That's what I'd like her to answer. I mean, we hold adult parents or parents of adult perpetrators responsible, not legally, but morally and ethically here on YouTube. We've had parents of adult murderers, rapists, what not. We've had their parents be scrutinized. But we have a 12-year-old that's running around at night, robbing, killing, and he's got sympathy. I don't understand.
Motive given.
Mentioned it. Robbery.
He asked what the motive was. And why is he so condescending with his responses? I don't like that.
Mentioned it. Robbery.
That's what he says, devil. Yeah.
Go to her first.
I want to clarify. I know you said the suspects were in the vehicle. So are you saying all 6 were in there at one time?
So the question is, are you saying that all 6 were in the vehicle? Because you said all the suspects were in the vehicle at one time.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the 3 individuals, the 2 that are in custody, and this person, they turned on the other 3 in the vehicle, and that's how this unfolded.
That's correct.
She asked if the 3 turned on the 3, and he said that's correct.
A robbery of the 3 victims.
Not going to get into too many more of those details because of the third suspect being out.
Sheriff Wood, Ted Williams with Fox News. Did the suspects and the 3 dead teens, have you been able to determine how long they've known each other?
Good question, Ted.
Short time?
Sheriff, you mentioned the gun. Do we know how the suspects got a hold of the weapon?
Car burglaries. Yeah.
Okay, hold up. They asked how the suspects got a hold of the weapons. Car burglaries. Do that many people leave their guns in their cars? I know we do love Ted. He broke it down at on Chief Fry too, didn't he? So are we thinking that they met online possibly? Like a Tinder or whatever these kids go on. Did these girls meet these guys on there?
Ain't that right? All the gun laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is all about gun laws. Get the fuck out of here.
The gun. Do we know how the suspects got a hold of the weapon?
Car burglaries.
Did you see that the one behind him told him car burglaries? He didn't know that before? What? Can I get a what?
What?
Yeah. Ain't that right? All the gun laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones. Because here's the fact. The bad guy's going to get a gun no matter what law you have put in place. These juveniles shouldn't even possess a handgun.
Okay, wait. I beg to differ. I beg to differ because Potato and I had this conversation. I know she's not here, but we had this conversation about gun laws because I was asking her what it was like in the UK. They don't have this problem. They don't have this problem. Oh, that's right. He did nothing. I forgot. He didn't do shit. That's right. They don't have a problem with guns because they're not allowed to possess guns. but their black market isn't anything like ours. And then he's like, I think one of the reporters went, and he said, yeah, Let's watch that again. He's sassy as fuck.
Yeah, Ain't that right? All the gun laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones. Because here's the fact. The bad guy is going to get a gun no matter what law you have put in place. These juveniles shouldn't even possess a handgun. But they did. And I'll go back to you. Add your question. A simple burglary, as some people will say, but I don't consider anything simple when it comes to a burglary. The law allows me, I'll plaster their face up on this page, up on my page, up on media. I will hand it out if the law allows me, because parents have the right to know who their kids are hanging out with and preventing this.
What did the suspect's parents say when you spoke with them about their arrest?
I personally didn't speak to them about the arrest. It was immediately after the interviews in which
He just said so he went into this big thing about how he got emotional because he had to look in their eyes, and he's like, well, I personally didn't do it. What? See, the first time I watched this, I didn't notice all this shit.
Suspect's parents say when you spoke with them about their arrest?
I personally didn't speak to them about the arrest. It was immediately after the interviews in which I talked to the mothers. But really, they don't have a whole lot to say. If you're a parent, put yourself in their shoes. Holy hell. Panic. I'm scared to death.
Wait a minute. What about the girls' parents who are dead? Oh, look, Chris Watts is in chat. What up, Chris? What's up, Chris? I like your new profile pic. Chris has got it going on.
Sure.
Chris Watts. Who trolls is Chris Watts? I give you an A for trying. That's pretty funny. But bye, Chris. It's just a test. It's just a test.
Parent. Embarrassed. Ashamed. What do you think they're going to say?
Sheriff Woods, do you know if these three juveniles will be tried as adults?
All right.
The state attorney's figuring that out.
State attorney's office is reviewing that right now. Okay, so I don't want to say yes and then it turn around no, then you'll end up calling me a liar at some point. So.
What does to kind of piggyback off that, so what does accountability look like for you? I know you talked about juveniles being held accountable for their actions.
I will refrain an awful lot on that answer to this.
Jesus, this dude's crazy. I'm going to soundbite that.
Turn around no, then you'll end up calling me a liar at some point. So.
What? Wait, what?
Woods, do you know
He just said the media helped them. And now he's like, you're going to call me a liar at some point.
these three juveniles will be tried as adults?
All right, state attorney's office is reviewing that right now. Okay, so I don't want to say yes and then it turn around no, then you'll end up calling me a liar at some point. So.
What does to kind of piggyback off that, so what does accountability look like for you? I know you talked about juveniles being held accountable for their actions.
I will refrain an awful lot on that answer to this question, to the full extent of the law. Okay, don't take me wrong. I might be hard on people, but I also have a heart. And I've already told you, I am a father. But here's the one thing my boys know.
They know
Growing up,
guns. It's guns.
The freaking barber had my permission to whip their asses. And not only that, when this stuff came up on TV, I pointed him. I said, you don't have to worry about the law coming after you. Full extent.
The barber.
Because they took a life.
A life?
Are y'all comprehending that? They took a life without thought. They deserve the full extent of the law.
Had you come in contact with these teens before? Because I see the pictures. Are these mugshots from previous incidents?
I personally haven't.
Have you come in contact with these guys before?
Minimum contact.
Personally, have you done anything,
I know
Sheriff?
somebody over here had a question.
Sure.
Andy?
Do I understand correctly that the three victims were an active part of crimes prior to their deaths with these three? Is that correct?
I don't want to give too much detailed information, okay? But let me put it this way. My dad was a fireman. Always said, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? Folks, don't ask dumbass questions. And Andy, I apologize. But really? Do I have to spell it out to you? What do you think they were doing? They're associated with a gang. And I've told some of y'all in interviews, gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days. They're gangs because they commit crimes. How simple is this idea? Where are we losing it?
Hey, Sean.
And I know we're going long, but this is my press conference, not yours.
Sheriff,
Yes.
if all six were committing
Hold
crimes,
on.
do you know why the
I have to stop right there because I can't control. I got to breathe. Can we rewind a few seconds here? What is this? What are we watching? He said, don't ask me dumbass questions. I need to go back and hear the question again.
Always said, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? Folks, don't ask dumbass questions. And they
Were an active part of crimes prior to their deaths with these three? Is that correct?
I don't want to give too much
Wait, what was that?
minimum contact. I can tell you right now. I know somebody over here had a question.
Sure.
Andy?
Do I understand correctly that the three victims were an active part of crimes prior to their deaths with these three? Is that correct?
That the three victims were part of the crimes being investigated with these three. So the question was, were the dead three being investigated as part of these burglaries and robberies? That's the question. And he's calling that a dumbass question? Why is that he said they knew him for a short time, so why is that a dumb question? I think it's a valid question. Mr. Elected in Sheriff. Hey, Mike Sanner. Isn't he rude as fuck? Oh, my God.
I don't want to give too much detailed information, okay? But let me put it this way. My dad was a fireman. Always said, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? Folks, don't ask dumbass questions.
So I guess we're supposed to assume that they were. So we're supposed to assume the victim's involvement, hey, Allison, in these crimes. And if we don't assume, then we're dumb. My question is, how many people have run against Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods?
Andy, I apologize. But really? Do I have to spell it out to you?
Yeah, you do. You're the
What do
sheriff.
you think they were doing? They're associated with a gang. And I've told some of y'all in interviews, gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days. They're gangs because they commit crimes. How simple is this idea? Where are we losing it? And I know
aren't we supposed to look to him for the facts? We're not supposed to speculate. We're supposed to go off the official facts. So these reporters are basically shamed for asking questions, and that's bullshit. And I'll tell you why he's upset. I think he's been taking a lot of heat over this latest bill that just passed, where Florida residents do not need a permit to carry a gun.
Going long, but this is my press conference, not yours.
And no one complained that it was going long. Like, no one said, excuse me, Sheriff, are you almost done? Because, like, we're ready to go. Like, this dude creates problems where there's not problems. I don't like it. Hey, Scott Watts. Boss Hog. Yeah, they don't want the public to make assumptions. I mean, they shouldn't want, especially with children being killed, they shouldn't want speculation. Mike Sanner says, I feel like a little kid getting chastised by a raging parent, teacher, or babysitter. Right. It's like he wants to intimidate these reporters so they don't ask him these tough questions, in my opinion.
Yes.
If all 6 were committing crimes, do you know why the 3 turned on the other 3?
I can't divulge that. I wish I could tell you. I'll tell you when we get this one. Okay? Listen, I want to tell you everything. I really do. And since day one, I've wanted to tell you anything. They have had a leash on me like you wouldn't believe.
I can see why.
Next.
I can see why. Hey, Mary P. Good afternoon. Good Saturday afternoon. Peckerhead. What a peckerhead. Did you see this, Mary? This is crazy.
Let's get somebody new.
Do we know the timeline of the 3 victims in terms of how they were shot? Was it all at once? And then...
Hold back.
Okay.
You heard the bosses.
Do you know how they were apprehended? Were they hanging out somewhere? How were you able to catch up with them?
Hi, Onesie.
Go ahead.
The one subject on the previous photo, Rob Robinson, was in custody already at the juvenile detention facility. And the Christopher Atkins will be located at his house yesterday after serving some.
What? Wait, what?
So they weren't on the
Dude, what are these hot mics all about? Did I tell you? What did he say? Hold the phone. What is this shit we're watching?
Is that correct?
I don't want to give too much detailed information.
I'm going to turn that part up.
But let me put it this way. My dad was a fireman. Always said, where there's smoke. Do I have to spell it out to you? What do you think they were doing? They're associated with a gang. And I've told some of y'all in interviews.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
Gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days.
I couldn't imagine being married to him.
They're gangs because they commit crimes. How simple is this idea? Where are we losing it? And I know we're going long, but this is my press conference, not yours.
Okay.
Yes.
If all 6 were committing crimes,
Okay.
on the other 3?
I can't divulge that. I wish I could tell you. I'll tell you when we get this one. Okay? Listen, I want to tell you everything. I really do. And since day one, I've wanted to tell you anything. They have had a leash on me like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, so my question is, we don't know the identity of the 3rd victim. The 3rd victim's parents want him, I think it's a guy, kept private. His identity kept private. But look at the guy to the left of the sheriff. What's that shit-eating grin about? Oh, he's soundbite heaven. Prepper. So I'm assuming the 2 girls were white and the 3 suspects are black. So do we think that the 3rd victim was white? And is there a little tinge of racism that I'm detecting here? Maybe. I'm not going to not call it like I see it. He is infuriated with these 3 kids, but he's also saying the victims were involved in some way. But I feel like he's going to put the blame on these three guys for roping them into something. So, yeah. Let's keep listening. This is the part where I'm going to turn it up so we can hear this guy that comes up.
Next. Let's get somebody new.
Do we know the timeline of the 3 victims in terms of how they were shot?
Timeline of the 3 victims when they were shot.
Hold back.
Hold back.
You heard the bosses.
You heard the bosses. Hold back.
Do you know how they were apprehended? Were they hanging out somewhere? How were you able to catch up with them?
Do you want to?
How were you able to catch up with them?
Go ahead.
The one subject on the previous photo, Rob Robinson, was in custody already at the juvenile detention facility. And the Christopher Atkins,
Did I tell him that he was arrested
at his house
that day right after?
serving search warrant.
So they weren't on the run or anything. Were they even surprised to even see you show up?
Yes. They were very surprised we showed up.
Are you able to make any statements as to what they said?
I'll leave that to the sheriff.
No, you'll get that eventually. We told you he was in DJJ. He was arrested by OPD the next morning after the murder.
Can I tell him that? Okay.
And an affray at the school. Oh,
What?
that's what I call a light bulb coming on right there.
What?
Remember I just talked about minimizing and holding.
Wait, what did he say? Dude, I am so confused. Hold on.
And an affray at the school. Oh, that's what I call a light bulb coming on right there. Remember I just talked about minimizing and holding students accountable?
Wait, what did he say? I'm confused. You down with OPP? What did I miss here? But where, what do you, like, what's the light bulb? Were they called to the school and then they arrested him? And Mary, who'd you write an editorial for? There was a scuffle at the school prior to the murders. And then they went back to so they murdered them and then went back to the school. And that's where they arrested him? Because he just said they arrested him the next day.
Our school districts, not just here, I'm not going to point out just mine, school districts across this state and across this nation need to quit minimizing the actions of their students. Hold them accountable. That's where the failure is.
Do we know where the last suspect was seen?
Okay, so I need to know what happened at the school because he's blaming the school for this for failing. So, welcome back, Shell. Sympathy for the parents, blaming the schools, saying that it's not the kids, or not the guns, it's the kids. Alrighty then.
You want to get the last place he was seen? We're going to hold that one.
Did all 3 have guns, or was it just one gun? And which one pulled the trigger? Do we know that?
Okay, so did they all 3 have guns, and which one pulled the trigger?
All right. Some of that I'm not going to answer.
Okay.
Some of it I will. The one I will is the 2 confessed to shooting our third victim in the trunk.
They confessed. Right. I mean, so they live in a town of 1,500 people, and they got these guns by breaking into cars?
What?
But no, he's not saying that, Mary. He didn't say that at all. He didn't say that at all. He is not holding the parents accountable. He didn't say that. He didn't say we're all failing these kids. I don't agree with that. I think he's saying a lot more than what we're hearing, because this has everything to do with the bill that was just passed here for guns.
I'm not going to answer that one. I appreciate your questions. You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't ask. Any others?
Sheriff, does the third suspect, does the public need to worry about him?
No, the community doesn't need to worry about them outside of, I want them to find them. That's what they need to worry about.
Wait. These people have been breaking into cars and robbing people, but we don't need to worry about them? But the community shouldn't. This guy.
Of, I want them to find them. That's what they need to worry about, is locating him for me. And they do. If you ain't ever watched my Wanted by Woods Wednesday, that's successful, and they find them.
My what?
I'll allow one more.
My what?
Are these juveniles all students at the same school?
No.
Okay. Are these juveniles all from the same school? So are we to assume that the 3 black kids are not from their little white town? Their little Republican gun-toting white town? No, I think this is all Wanted by Woods Wednesday. All right, we'll watch it. It's just like the guy in Miami. Have you seen the Miami guy? The Miami-Dade County? He's got an actual show.
All righty. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Fox News, is there any way we can get you on camera right away, just for a quick interview right here? Just quickly.
Ted asked him for a quick interview. Did you hear me? Went, Wait, let's listen to that. Let's listen to that again.
Camera right away, just for a quick interview right here. Just quickly.
He said, He said, Okay, so what is it called? Woods and wait. Wanted by Woods Wednesday. The Wheel Show is the guy in Miami-Dade. Oh, shit. Here we go. He just pumped his own show. Oh, they're just little clips. Okay, so it's just like the guy in Brevard. Okay. He's been doing this for years. This one's 6 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Hello, Marion County citizens. I'm your sheriff, Billy Woods. I'm so excited. Today is Wanted by Woods Wednesday. And look, today we got another famous person. Our wanted person for today is 27-year-old Orvin Hugh Leggett. He has a felony warrant for failure to appear in court for possession of heroin, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and grand theft. Now, if you have any information on his whereabouts, please call 732-9111. Or you can contact the Crime Stoppers of Marion County at 352-368-STOP and reference 17-32 in your tip. If you use Crime Stoppers and your tip leads to his arrest, you could be eligible for an award of up to $1,000.
Award?
Oh, yeah. Orvin, if I got your last name pronunciation incorrect, come on down here and correct me on it, all right? Thank you, folks. Let's find him.
What the hell? All right, let's find another one. Let's see if he's changed his intro at all. Let's go to it. Let's see if we can do a new one. Oh, playlists. Caught on camera. Wanted by Woods. Full playlist. Oh, he hasn't done any. Why is he even pumping it? He doesn't even do it anymore. He hasn't done one since 2021. You're concerned by what? Wait. Resurrection Cross? I think it's like a broken gate, isn't it? Oh, I see it.
Hello, Marion County. Sheriff Woods here. And no, this is not Wheel of Fugitives or Fishing for Fugitives. It is Wanted by Woods Wednesday. Now, you might recognize this sheriff beside me, Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey.
He's the wheel guy.
Actually, most of you will be more familiar with his sidekick, Major Junie. These two crime fighters have been begging me to bring them on Wanted by Woods for a very long time. They have just been begging and begging, so they're here. It's a special day for them.
It is a special day. Anytime I get to stand next to Marion County's top crime fighter, it's always a good day. I don't know about that begging part, though. It seems like I've been on the receiving end of being begged.
You've been
Either
begging.
way, I love partnering with you, brother, to take bad people off the streets and put them
That's
behind
exactly
bars.
right. That's what we're here for. Now, we are looking for 45-year-old Willie Lee Honor III, and he is wanted for felony battery, failure to comply with career offender obligations, and failure to appear on DWLSR. Now, this guy is a career criminal. He has been found guilty of numerous charges such as drugs, theft, and battery. Honor has several convictions for aggravated assault on law enforcement officers, resisting with violence, battery on law enforcement officer, depriving an officer of means of protection. Now, if you want to be a criminal in this state, I don't recommend it. Every one of the sheriff's offices in this state, and Sheriff Ivey's here to prove that, and communicate with each other. We help each other. So your chances of being caught are extremely high. In fact, since we started Wanted by Woods Wednesday over 4 years ago, only 7 of those we featured are still outstanding. And those 7 are looking over their shoulders every day, sleeping with one eye open. And I'm pretty sure Sheriff Ivey's got the same story.
That's absolutely right. Wheel of Fugitives, Fishing for Fugitives, and Wanted by Woods is
Fishing?
working because our citizens love to help us. I got to tell you, in Brevard County, just like in Marion County, our citizens partner with us every day to take bad people off our streets and put them behind bars. So this is a team effort, ensuring that our counties are safe, enjoyable places to raise our families. So do the right thing. You know you're wanted. You see yourself on Wanted by Woods. Go turn yourself in, because if not, I guarantee you the Marion County Fugitive Unit is going to be kicking your door in real soon.
That's exactly right. All of us sheriffs work together. So citizens, take a good look at his picture. If you see him, let us know. Let's get this criminal off our streets.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's see what fishing for fugitives. Operation Castnet Camp Chance. Lord have mercy. Badass song, man.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and it's time for another great episode of Fishing for Fugitives. Now, today I'm at Jake's Lake, which is out at Camp Chance, and this area is maintained by the Sheriff's Office. This is a hidden gem of Brevard County. We're blessed. We get to use it to bring some of the different groups and organizations out here and let them enjoy the beautiful surroundings. But today I'm out here fishing for fugitives, and I got to tell you, I'm getting a little bit impatient. We got a bunch of fugitives out there. I want to get them all off the street, so instead of using a fishing pole, I'm going to use a cast net. So let's see how we do. Let's go fishing for fugitives. All right. Let's see what we got. Let it settle all the way so we can get as many as possible. Let's see what we got in our net.
Jason Jeffrey Scott is a white male with a date of birth of 10/18 of 83 and is wanted for a bench warrant reference a failure to appear for VOP arraignment for dealing or trafficking in stolen property. Mr. Scott has a bond of $5,000. Mr. Scott is known to frequent the waters of the Cocoa area and was last hooked on 4/24 of 18. Miranda Ivy Jones is a white female with a date of birth of 3/28 of 81 and is wanted for violation of community control, reference 2 counts of dealing or trafficking in stolen property, and has no bond. Ms. Jones is known to frequent the waters of the Cocoa area and was last hooked on 5/8 of 19. Tiffany Ann White is a white female with a date of birth of 12/18 of 92 and is wanted for a bench warrant, reference a failure to appear for a plea, reference burglary of a dwelling, grand theft, organized fraud, contempt, reference violation of community supervision, and failure to appear, reference docket sounding. Ms. White has no bond. Ms. White is known to frequent the waters of the Cocoa area and was last hooked on 5/8 of 19.
All right, folks, it looks like Operation Cast Net was pretty effective. We got 3 fugitives that we need your help getting off the street. So if you know where we can find any of them, please go to Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. You can send us an email at fishingforfugitives@bcso.us, or you can just simply send us a personal message on our Facebook page.
Look at their logo. Look at their logo. Hold on. Check out their logo at the bottom corner of their screen. Look. Hold up. Look. Look. Fishing for fugitives. Look at their logo.
You know, get the information, go get these individuals off the street. Now, if you're one of the catches of the day, you know what to do. Flounder up and go turn yourself in. Go get this chapter of your life behind you, because if not, our fugitive is going to come kick the door in. And I got to tell you, we're going to be fishing for fugitives for a while.
Hook 'em and book 'em. Yep. This is Brevard County Sheriff. What? Catch of the day. This is 7 months ago. Oh, that was 3 years ago. Oh, they've updated their screen. Here's a
Hello,
new.
everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. It's time for Fishing for Fugitives. You know, I love this. We come out here, we fish. Our citizens help us. They're always engaged with us and partnering with us to help us get fugitives off the street. I just love it. I get to come out here and see all the beautiful spots in Brevard County, and you get to help us put fugitives behind bars at Brevard County Jail. Let's go fishing for fugitives.
Look, now they have this intro. Look at the guys in the frames.
So today I'm at Ballard Park in beautiful Melbourne, Florida. I love to come out here. A lot of times you'll get to see the dolphins. They come up in the cove. They got tennis courts. They got everything here, nice pavilions. So you can come down with the family, do a picnic, barbecue. But if you come down here, a lot of times you're going to see me down here fishing for fugitives. And man, I tell you what, this is usually a sweet spot. We usually nab us one. In fact, I think I got one right now. Yep, yeah, there we go. Bring that right on in.
Happy Easter, Heather.
You're headed to the Brevard County Jail because you are our catch of the day.
Carlos Dwayne Long is a black male with a date of birth of November 25th, 1990, and is wanted for 2 warrants. Warrant number
His
1,
picture.
bench warrant, failure to appear for a hearing reference possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, possession, sales, or delivery of a firearm with an altered or removed serial number. Warrant number 2, bench warrant, failure to appear for a plea, reference possession of cocaine, failure to appear, early resolution. Mr. Long has no bond and is known to frequent the waters of the Melbourne area and was last hooked on April 5th, 2022.
A year
All right,
ago.
folks, it's time to hook 'em and book 'em. You know how this works. If you know where we can find our catch of the day, please go to Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. Let us know where they're at. You can also send us a message at fishingforfugitives@bcso.us. You can send us a personal message on our Facebook page, or you can go download our smartphone app and send us a tip right.
Look at the sheriff's tattoos.
Smartphone app. Either way, let us know where they're at, and we'll get the fugitive unit straight to their house and get them in jail so they can't.
What does that say? What is that on his arm? It's got to be some military something.
Victimize anybody else. Oh, and by the way, if you're the catch of the day, you know.
I hope that's not the sheriff's house behind him. If it is, he makes too much motherfucking money and he needs to get off the coast and go patrol Brevard County because Miami's a fucking mess.
To do. Going out of the Brevard County Jail, going out there big and proud, tell them I'm the catch of the day from Fishing for Fugitives. I'm here to do the right thing. I'm going to turn myself in. Because if not, I promise you, the fugitive unit's going to do the right thing. They're going to come set up a perimeter. They're going to kick your door in. They're going to drag you to jail. So going out of the Brevard County Jail, do the right thing. Man up. Turn yourself in.
Man up. All right, well, there you have it. That's the Brevard County Sheriff's Office with their fugitive hunts. Pretty entertaining to watch. I mean, it's better than some things I've seen done. A little rednecky, but hey, I mean, consider the sources, right? No, I don't catch everything. Good catch, no pun intended. But let's talk about one more thing before we go. Have you guys seen the latest clip of Kid Rock shooting up the Bud Light? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen it. Put a 2 if you have not. So Kid Rock is upset because Bud Light had a contest and a transgender won the contest. And he's pissed because they have transgender cans that they came out with. And Kid Rock took to his Facebook, and this is what he did. This is how it all started. Hold up. Let me get to the right spot. So I'm going to show you how it started first. Okay. With the person who won this contest, which I think, Kid Rock is just, I mean, it's just stupid because how does this affect him? Okay. I'll show you the contest. So how does this affect him? Okay. B, what'd Patricia say? Let's see. I always love when I see something get deleted. I love to read them. Damn, girl. All I see here is you down in Southern L.E. Later. Later, biatch. Troll another day. I'm not in the mood. Sometimes I'll entertain you assholes, but today I'm not. All right, so let's watch this. This is the transgender, I guess, on TikTok. She won some kind of a contest.
This month I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and B.
as clear and concise as possible.
I can't.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
There's only one Budweiser beer when you say Bud.
What the fuck? Okay, so if he's banning Anheuser-Busch, I guess he's not going to drink. He's not going to drink Corona. He's not going to drink McUltra. He's not going to drink Pabst. Right? Like, that's what I told my husband, Mandy. I was like, what gay people do you know that are like big Bud Light drinkers? Is Coors owned by Anheuser-Busch? I don't think so. Is it? I don't think so. Coors is owned by Coors, Miller Brewing Company, right? Yeah, he's been a grandpa. Like, dude, he has like a grandchild that's, I think she's like 8. And then he just had another one. Right. Why does it bother him so much? Like, why does he have to do this? Like, why? I mean, it's not going to hurt the company because Kid Rock shot up their beer. Grandpa's feeling a little frisky. My ex-husband is still friends with this man. Like, they talk all the time. I actually saw this before it was put on Facebook because my son sent it to me.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
So stupid.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch.
You know what, Mike? I can't. I just can't. Like this. I just think this is part of the problem. I think both sides extreme is part of the problem. So what are we gonna see Grandpa drinking? I wonder if he's not gonna drink his Bud Light, which is, I think, had been his beer of choice. I know, like, why it's like. I mean, really, the message he's sending is that this poor transgender person who was really excited to be noticed, who's probably worked hard on her TikTok, and to me, that was like him shooting her. That was like how I saw that, and I don't like that. And whatever your thoughts are on what people do as far as their gender, people are still human. He ain't dry. The Kid Rock will never be fucking dry. That's why you have the big LOL. But I mean, whatever makes people happy, if it's not hurting you. And it's not like Bud Light changed all their cans. It didn't change all their cans to be rainbow cans. So don't buy the fucking rainbow cans if you don't like them. See, that's just... Ugh. Roly-poly, daddy's little fatty. It makes me so upset because it just continues to throw fuel on the fire.
Roly-poly, daddy's little fatty. Daddy's gonna be a man someday.
He probably had those in his fridge. I'm sure he's got stocks and stocks of his beer. But if it's not bothering you, like, if you see a pack of Bud Light that has rainbow cans and you see one that doesn't, pick the one that you fucking like. Turn away from the one you don't. It's like when you go to the store. If you see a shirt you don't like, don't fucking buy it. You can like Kid Rock all you want. I'm talking about this clip. I'm not talking about him personally. I'm talking about this clip and the message it sends. And I just think that it's a horrible message to send. And I think that it just perpetuates hate. You can not agree with what this girl is doing. Kind of like wants to be in the news, kind of like that whole Gwyneth Paltrow thing, which was dumb as fuck. Funny, but dumb. But like, don't be part of the problem. You know, if you have an audience, in my opinion, like he does, and he's got so many rednecks that look up to him, like he could tell the rednecks to do something tomorrow and they would go do it. And the funny thing is, I don't look at Kid Rock as country music. He's not country music in my eyes. He started out as a white rapper in Metro Detroit, Michigan. He's not from Nashville. He's relocated to Nashville. He's not from there. He's a Michigan boy from small town Romeo who started out doing rap. That's how I remember him. And that's how I look at him. Then he kind of molded into, the country was like big. That's when everybody was listening to new country, and he kind of molded and got older and settled down into that. But he's not a country music singer to me. Just because he resides in Nashville now and he's old and he can't pop around on stage like he did back in the day, I see him differently. And I just think that as much as he doesn't like, racism because he has a mixed child, I feel like he should be a little more open and responsible as a grandfather of mixed race children. Because if you're going to target groups, I mean, isn't that what we're all trying to get away from? So he's going to say on one hand, hey, don't say racist things. Don't be racist. Da, da, da. But then he's going to take an assault rifle and shoot Bud Light cans because it lines up with this person. Is this person threatening to him? Yeah. I mean, he does what everybody does. They go where the money is, right? They go with where they're going to get the listens and where they're going to get, all of that. He's always had, a little bit of a, I don't want to say country, but he really didn't. If you listen to his album Devil Without a Cause, there's no country, man. He ain't country. So, but anyways, yeah, he didn't hook up with Pam Anderson. They got married. At any rate, he keeps his personal shit personal for the most part, and his son he's kept his son private as well. And I don't think he's ignorant to race. I mean, he dated black girls in high school. He had his child with a black girl. He's not racist. But he's looking hypocritical to me. So anyways, I don't look to music artists for my political views. And that's just never been me. I don't look to them as, hey, they're going to show me how to live and they're going to show me what's, ethical and what's a good way to live. No, dude. Artists are usually self-destructive. They're usually on substances. And no, that's not who I look to for my views and my opinions on society. I look to them for entertainment. I look to them for their music and their talents that they have inside of them. I don't care about their beliefs. And that's why I just prefer, I wish all artists would keep their opinions to themselves. I'm not saying they have to. I mean, it's their right to talk, but sometimes it's just a turnoff. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know how he feels about transgenders. I don't care because it shouldn't matter how he feels about transgenders. What should matter is are you making any music? When's your next album coming out? I mean, I don't know. Not racist, but surely transphobic. Yeah. which is just as bad. Just as bad. I don't get it. I mean, you can love someone's music and not love their views, but like personally, I don't want to know their views. And I wish that they never started giving their views on politics. I wish that the entertainment industry stayed out of politics across the board. That goes for all these far left liberal actors that cause problems as well. It's either far right, far left, and it's just a nightmare. Eminem. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to, it's just stupid. Like, just stick to what you do. Stick to making music. Let us enjoy your music. Let us love you for what we found you from, right? Just, in other words, shut the fuck up. All right, so enough of that. Thanks for joining, guys. We're going to be live in 3 hours, and I'm going to be taking your calls. We're going to talk about the Idaho 4, whatever you guys want to talk about, this latest stuff. But for now, I'm out, and I'll see you guys in just a few hours at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching this weird press conference and kind of unpacking it with me. So I'll see you guys later. If I don't see you guys later, happy Easter. I hope that Easter Bunny brings all of you guys some chocolate bunnies, because I didn't pay $10 for a chocolate bunny. I was like, why not? Yeah, and just stop. People, don't judge and be kind. Just, if someone's not bothering you personally, turn your head if you don't like it. So, see ya. Happy Easter, y'all.
Give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, be nice, assholes.
You wanna be feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late.
Thanks so much, moderators. Have a great rest of your afternoon.